Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of the show. Today we are doing our JOELANTA 2024 wrap-up, and today is my haul video. So I'm going to show you everything that I purchased at JOELANTA 2024, and I think I got away with quite a few cool things to add to the Marvel collection. So starting off, the only non-Marvel thing that I purchased was this Warlords of War JOELANTA 2024 exclusive ASP figure. I did a video on it yesterday, I believe, day before. You can check it out up here. I'll put a link somewhere up in there, so you can click on it and check out the review on this. This was 25 bucks. It was actually it's actually a really cool figure. This is the second one I've purchased. Not this particular figure, but this is the second Warlords of War figure that I have in my collection, and they're starting to grow on me. It's one of those things like I might go ahead and go buy more of those figures to add to the collection because they're really cool. So another video that I did was a Secret Wars video, because in the video I said that one of my main goals for JOELANTA 2024 was to go in and build a Mattel Secret Wars collection. I thought that I might, be able to complete the action figure part of that for the most part without the European exclusives, and I sort of kind of did that, minus a couple of figures. The first two purchases were Magneto and Baron Zemo. These are both loose, but the paint jobs on them were too good to pass up, so I figured, okay, I might be able to find the accessories for these and complete these at a later date. Turns out these accessories are pretty hard to find at decent prices, especially on eBay, because that's the only thing I have now until Toylanta. That's the only convention that I'm going to until Toylanta. Maybe Retro Toy Con in November, don't know yet. But yeah, so I picked these two up, and I paid, I can't remember, I think it was like $10 a piece for these. They had 15 on the price tag, but I bought these two figures and this Daredevil, which he was missing his card, but he was still in the plastic bubble complete. Well, I say complete because he's missing his Billy Club, but he does have his shield and all the little holograms that go with it. The only bad thing about this Daredevil figure, as you can see, is the discoloration. So the torso and the head look fine. Arms, it's a different plastic. The red's kind of discolored. It's a darker red than what I would normally go for. And he does have some damage to one of the D's on his chest, so I'll probably end up replacing this guy at some point down the line if I can find a better one. Next up was this black Spider-Man, this black suit Spider-Man. I picked this one up for 20 bucks, and I thought I got a good deal. There were two others at the convention that weren't carded. There was one that was carded, but two other loose ones. One did come with his shield and the little holograms that go in, what do you call that? It's not holograms. It's you know what I'm talking about with the Secret Wars thing, but that one came with it. They wanted like $100 for it, but the face was all gnarled up. Just had one eye on him, and even some of this was like peach colored because it looks like some kid like went in there and like dug not just the black paint, but some of the plastic off. And then there was another one that, hardly had any spider webs on him that they wanted 30 for. So I think I really got a good deal at 20 for this. Next up, I hit up a booth where I got a fantastic deal. I believe like in total I bought 5 figures, and he wanted like $250 for them, $225, something along in there, and I ended up paying way less, like maybe $180 or something like that. But I got a complete Iron Man, and as you can see, the yellow on the chest is perfect. It's not been repainted, touched up at all. So this was an excellent buy for me. He was actually my favorite as a kid, so I'm glad I got that one. I picked up a minty Spider-Man as well. He is complete too. So I couldn't pass that up. Paint job is excellent on this guy. Missing no webs, no even, lines or anything through the webs like where a kid might have hit it with his fingernail or something. Perfect paint job on this guy. Another really good paint job, Captain America. He is complete too, with the shield and the little pieces that go in the shield. Why can I not think of the name of the little things? Here, let me pull one out. What do you call this thing? What are they called? you know, where you kind of move it around, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you know, it does a little thing. It's not lithograph. It's can't remember. Next up was Doctor Doom. Again, another figure that was just, it's almost complete. Almost does have his shield. Does have the little sticker, not stickers, but the cardboard pieces that go in the shield. Great paint job, no guns for this guy. That's the only bad thing about him. But he does have such a good paint job, I didn't want to pass him up. And finally, I picked up this Wolverine. Again, another great paint job on this guy. And that's basically what I was looking for. No claws with him, but he does have his shield and the other things, the little inserts for it. So now I just got to find claws. I don't care if they're gray or the black versions, because I'm not such a variant guy that I have to have both. I would rather have the gray. I think the black is the more hard to find, but I'd rather have the gray versions of the claws. So if anybody's got a lead on those, let me know. And finally, as far as Secret Wars goes, I picked up Doc Ock, mint in package. This one cost me $50. He does have some slight, you know, bends in the card, like up in here. But other than that, I mean, this guy is pretty nice. Now, the bubble is yellowing, so I think I've almost convinced myself to take this off card, just because the bubble's yellowing so bad. And I think it'll be just a nice minty version to stick on the shelf. While I was at one booth, I did see something that caught my eye as well. This Mego Pocket Superhero Spider-Man. They wanted $25 for him, so I said, yeah, I'll take it. Paint job was decent on this guy as well. That's why I took it. Honestly, I was looking for Hulk too, but I didn't find the Hulk. Actually, out of all the Pocket superheroes, this was the only Marvel figure that I saw throughout JOELANTA, through anybody's booth. So, and this guy had two of these. I picked the best looking one, and actually the best looking one was a little more, it's like $5 cheaper. I don't know why, but go figure. So I got this guy. Now, as far as Marvel Legends go, I did want to pick up a few Marvel Legends figures. So that is what I did. And I picked up Thing. Yeah, I know you can get this guy at Ollie's, but my Ollie's doesn't have him. The Ollie's I've been to don't have him. So I needed him, and I didn't pay 25. I did get him for like 20. So that was at least some solace in getting him for only 20. But yeah, he's too cool not to have. He's a big hunking piece of plastic, and I need him for the collection. Then a big shout out to Derek at the Spiro Toys booth, because I was over there talking with Jason and about another thing we were doing, about to set up for a video, and Derek comes over there and was like, "Hey guys, come over here and check out this guy's booth. He's got some great deals on some G.I. Joe classifieds." I was like, oh, great. So, you know, we walk over there, and I walk over there, and he has this. Now, I know this came from Ollie's as well. I've not seen him at any of my Ollie's. None, not a zip, none. And I needed him. I want him. This is my favorite version of Hawkeye. This is what I need, the Sky Cycle. This is what he rode around on in the early Avengers issues that I read as a kid, which is around, you know, 220 is when I started reading Avengers. 232, somewhere. Actually, 232 was the first Avengers comic that I read as a kid, which is, by the way, the first appearance of Star Fox. But I picked this up for $19.99. The dude was selling it for exactly the same price. Ollie's had it. Actually, look, $19.99. This came from Ollie, so he was just selling it to me for what he paid for it. I guess he was just trying to, you know, get rid of the stuff because he didn't want it or whatever. But anyway, good deal for me. I picked up this early Hasbro Marvel Legends, this Ultimate Iron Man. I love the Ultimate stuff. It's in my wheelhouse there. The Ultimate Spider-Man was great. The Ultimates was even better. So I really like that version of Iron Man. So I picked this one up. This is part of the Annihilus wave. And while I was picking this up for 20, I said, there's Hercules. I'll pick him up too for 20. And, you know, obviously both of these are coming out of the package, put on the shelf. But just another piece in the Annihilus wave that I really, really wanted to add to the collection. Then I found this guy at a booth. Now, I remember these when, this is right after I first got married. And I had all the Spider-Man Classics figures. And since sold him. Now I wanted him again, so I'm starting with this guy, the black suit Spider-Man. Uh, it's just fantastic. I got this for a steal. I paid $30 for it. Again, probably coming out of the package. All mine. I'm a loose collector. I don't like package stuff unless it's something super vintage that it looks immaculate and it needs to be preserved for whatever reason. But yeah, for $30, I couldn't pass up on this. So, and you may be able to get it cheaper on eBay. I don't know, but I saw it and I had to have it. I went back to the Fantastic Ferguson's booth because when I bought that Iron Man and that Hercules, I saw something that caught my eye. And I didn't like the price on it because they wanted $220 for this set. And I told him, that's a little high for me. That's a little high. Make me an offer. Make me an offer. I said, well, let me think about it. Now, this was Saturday. This was closing time Saturday. Then later that night, I saw him in the hotel, and we rode the elevator down, and we were talking about it again. He said, man, just make me a deal. You never know. You never know. I think we were going to the after hours trade, figure trade thing in the hotel. And he was like, make me an offer, make me an offer. So I thought about it. I went and looked at eBay and looked at some cost, closing cost or sold cost on eBay. And I waited Sunday, waited till it was almost time for me to go because I left a little early on Sunday. Went back to his booth, made him an offer, and I scored this bad boy. Look at this. Look at this. This is absolutely cool. This is a Toy Biz Marvel Legends set, which features the zombie, Frankenstein, Werewolf by Night, and Dracula. Now, I know that Marvel Legends, that Hasbro's putting out a Dracula figure, but I wanted the Tomb of Dracula figure, and they haven't put that out yet. And I also wanted Werewolf by Night and the Frankenstein and the zombie. So this was too good. He wanted 220, but we settled at 180. I offered 175. I thought that was a good deal. I actually saw one of these sealed on eBay go for 155 plus shipping. And then I saw one that went for like 190. So I said, let me shoot my shot in the middle at 170 and or 175. And then he said, what about 180? And I was like, him hauled around for a few minutes. And I said, fine. I finally said, yep, that's it. I'm done. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. And that is what I walked away with. This awesome Marvel Legends monster set. Now, just to wrap up JOELANTA 2024, had a great time. Was the show a little slim on folks? From the outside looking in, maybe it might have looked that way. I think that if you went to JOELANTA last year and compared it to this year, this was a much bigger venue than the last year's show, so things were a little tighter. Aisleways were a little slimmer there to get through. These had big open aisleways. I mean, it makes for a nice day. You're not bumping shoulders with people. You have room to look. You have room to move. And I think that's what kind of threw off the kind of view that some people think may have, there might not have been that many people there, but there was a ton of people there. There was actually a ton of people. Now, I don't know numbers. I don't know how the vendors fared. I saw lots of wheeling and dealing going on. So, and I spent a good bit. I think I spent close to $700 while I was there. So I think people did. The vendors did pretty well. I've heard other people say I spent $500-600. So I think everything was pretty good. I'm looking forward to Toylanta because Toylanta is the bigger of the two. JOELANTA is sort of like the G.I. Joe focused but smaller version of Toylanta. Toylanta is in March or April, I think March of next year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Because hopefully it's going to be in the same venue because there's room for expansion, lots of room for expansion, and hopefully you get even more dealers, vendors in that area, because it's not just Joe specific. I hope that didn't turn people off. It's really toy specific. And I really had fun at JOELANTA. Met some cool people, and that's always fun. That's the most important part, is meeting people and setting up those friendships, which I really enjoyed that. Love meeting. Well, I've already met Jason and Derek and Derek's wife at Joe Fest before, but I think we connected a little more at JOELANTA. There was more time to do that at this particular one. Met Ken Coleman, which that was kind of cool. Got to talk to him a little bit. Met Shartimus Prime. That was pretty cool. I mean, Shartimus and I sat there and talked for a good 20 minutes. Well, I mean, we were talking with Jason at Spiro Toys too, but talking all kind of cool stuff. And hey, it makes a little guy like me kind of feel important when you got Shartimus Prime over here talking with the owner of Spiro Toys, and you're included. But it was kind of cool just to be in their presence and hearing a little bit of toy talk, toy shop, that sort of thing. That's really cool. So, but yes, I did have a great time. And next year, I can't wait for JOELANTA 2025. Can't wait for JOELANTA 2025. But that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed all the coverage of JOELANTA 2024. I do have one more video coming on soon, waiting to hear back on something before I post it. But I hope you enjoyed the coverage, and hopefully we're going to grow this coverage more next year. All right, until then, folks, God bless.